CBS CEO Leslie Moonves speaking on the earnings call yesterday, but he didn't address the harassment allegations. Analysts also, well, they just simply chose to ignore the topic as well. To Charlie Gasparino, who's been all over this story, and you were pretty apoplectic about this.
I wasn't apoplectic. I was just, listen, it's we do business TV to inform investors about what's going on at companies. And so theoretically do Wall Street analysts. That's not what they did yesterday. Listen, let's be real clear. Leslie Moonves, it was nice that he was on the call. Actually made me feel good because we broke the story that he was likely to be on the call. Where I think the whole process broke down is not on the CBS end. You expect CBS to tell the analysts, listen, we're not going to answer any questions about an ongoing legal issue, which is the sexual misconduct allegations that first appeared in the New Yorker that is now being investigated by CBS's outside law firms. You expect them to say that. What you don't expect is every analyst not to at least ask a question tangentially related, because there's a lot of stuff related to this which is existential for the stock and the company. Number one, you have to ask them, and this is not anything that's legal. This isn't a legal question. Where's the succession plan?
Right.
Who is it? Where do you go from here? I mean, and by the way, you also have to ask them about the Sherry Redstone controversy that Moonves is directly involved in. That impacts the future of the stock and the near-term future. Sherry Redstone, the controlling shareholder, wants to basically merge CBS, one of the companies it owns, with another company she controls, which is Viacom. Moonves is resisting that and taking her to court, trying to dilute out her ownership stake. Not one question on that. So you have to ask yourself, why did they do this? The only thing I can tell you where they do this, because I've covered analysts on Wall Street for years, it's all about access and money, access to the CEO, money in terms of investment banking fees, and maybe, company being able to brag to institutional investors that I got Leslie Moonves' ear and they'll buy your research. I mean, that's it.
Now, of course, this was a major Wall Street scandal years ago.
Years ago. I covered it, wrote a book on it.
All right. So these analysts who, at this time, it was more blatant, right? I mean, they weren't really analysts; they were really hypesters for these companies, so that the firms would get the banking business, and these guys, these analysts, are making $25 million a year. An analyst doesn't make that kind of money.
No.
So
traders don't make that type of money.
The government stepped in, and we thought this was resolved, but you're saying it's probably not really truly resolved.
No, it's not. The notion of access and fees and protecting a company that does business with your bank is still alive and well. And listen, I think on one hand, you're never going to get rid of that conflict. It's just the way Wall Street works. On the other hand, you would just expect them, one brave soul, to just ask one question.
You're saying we're analysts, not news reporters, and so the job is somewhat different.
That would be great. I mean, that's a legitimate comeback, except for the fact that if you're an analyst, you have to ask about stuff that impacts the stock. And there's one thing that we've learned over the last 4 days, this Leslie Moonves situation and the notion of succession, not necessarily the legal stuff, like what's going to happen next, your battle with Sherry Redstone, that is all existential to the stock price. It is. And to ignore it, it means you're not doing your job. Now, I can't change them. I can't change the way Wall Street works. I can just point out hypocrisy. Hypocrisy from the regulators that they never really addressed the problem. Hypocrisy on Wall Street that they allowed this to happen yesterday.
Now, the word still right now is that maybe the word right now, I guess the conventional wisdom is that Moonves is going to probably still be out at some point for a variety of factors.
I give it 50-50. I mean, really? It's his board. I don't know what type of internal investigation they're doing. The internal investigation into Roger Ailes, our old boss, was sanctioned by the board to be completely, we will accept your findings. I don't know with this board, and they're all
they've got two law firms looking at it, so we'll see.
How many law firms does it take to turn a light bulb? All you need is one good one on this.
Thanks a lot, Charlie.